This is displacement, which means legacy technology, right? Earlier, so Citrix ADCs are connected to switch. Switch is connected to router, right? This is displacement. This is displacement. Nowadays, no one is using this feature. Okay. Okay. When you are using displacement rather than a new technology deployment, what additionally must you take into considerations when planning your configuration? So, so when using displacement, you should consider what configurations you are replacing. So old NetScalers are there here. So these all are old NetScalers. You are replacing with the new NetScalers. So you have to take all the configurations and you have to configure everything without losing user configurations, the servers, services, virtual VIPs, everything, right? Okay. Remember, there may be configurations on load balancer, Citrix ADC. You are replacing with your new Citrix ADC deployment. It is possible to leave large security holes or have users who cannot access their resources, right? If you do not account for what is existing, so that you have to take all the backups. First, you have to do a proper work planning, right? Then only we can replace. Without planning, we cannot replace, right? It may take time, right, everyone? Right? Architectural overview. So, one moment. Okay. So, worry of the Citrix ADC architecture. So, how Citrix ADC works, right? Citrix ADC, okay, works. Let me show you here. Okay. Citrix ADC uses FreeBSD Linux operating system. Heard about FreeBSD operating system? Can anyone? Kunal
Sorry,
Sharma.
can you repeat?
FreeBSD operating system. FreeBSD.
No.
Okay. CentOS. Okay. Red Hat Linux. It's a flavor.
Okay.
Okay. Linux flavor. Okay.
Okay.
First, it will load kernel, OS kernel. On top of that, it will load NetScaler kernel. Okay.
Okay.
I'll show you. So we can reboot one mission. I'll show you. Okay. Let me. Okay. Power off. Okay. Restart guest. It is rebooting. Okay. So first FreeBSD operating system will load. So FreeBSD operating system has a disk access. Okay. Disk hardware, everything will load. Okay. We can partition hard disk, everything using FreeBSD operating system. Shell commands. Linux works in shell commands, right? Shell commands. I'll show you now. Okay. It's rebooting. Still in progress. Simply you can click on right button restart, but now I did a guest storage shutdown. Okay. It's up. Okay, let me reboot power reset. Okay. So see, it is loading FreeBSD operating system, right, everyone? On top of that, NetScaler 13.0, 90.21 kernel is loading. Right, everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me explain now. Okay. So FreeBSD operating system, the Citrix ADC is designed based on layered model between Citrix ADC kernel and the FreeBSD operating system. So first it will load FreeBSD operating system. On top of that, it will load Citrix ADC kernel. This is Citrix ADC kernel. Right? This is Citrix ADC kernel. First, FreeBSD operating system is loading. Okay, disk access, hardware, everything we can manage using this. And once Citrix ADC kernel, time slicing, network access, SSL processing, network drivers, SSL hardware, everything will load on Citrix ADC kernel. Clear? I'll explain you. Two operating systems. If you want to partition hard disk, everything, so that you have to log in shell command. Okay. Citrix ADC runs on two kernels. First, it will start FreeBSD starts up, then device and loads the Citrix ADC kernel. Citrix ADC kernels on top of FreeBSD processor. So we need a operating system, right? That is what they are using FreeBSD operating system. ADC kernel responsible for CPU, okay, SSL, hardware, NIC hardware, Citrix ADC kernel. It will manage everything. Right? FreeBSD responsible for the file system, read and write, startup processor. So starting the NetScaler. Okay. So how it works? Okay. So FreeBSD operating system. Okay. Startup processor, file system, long-term logging. So all events, everything will be stored into FreeBSD operating system, shell commands. Okay, so ADC, time slicing, network access, SNMP, syslog, and SSL related transactions, everything will be managed by Citrix ADC kernel. How it works, right? Citrix ADC kernel architecture. You are working on Citrix, right? So how many services are there in Citrix delivery controller? How many services are there?
Many services are desktop services, licensing services, so many are there.
Around 18 services are there. You can go
Yes,
and
sir.
check 18
Yeah.
host service, okay, mission catalog service, high availability service, Citrix broker service. You
Yes,
should know each and every service. In the earlier 6.5, okay, we have only IMA concept,
services. Yeah.
IMA architecture. So only one service will communicate with backend database server. Now FMA has around 18 services.
Yes,
Each
correct.
service will communicate with backend's database server.
Correct.
Right? Here also, each Citrix ADC kernel, some packet engines are there. PE means packet. Packet engine 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each packet engine, it will communicate with one service. Right? CLI mode, GUI mode, distributor, okay, NS net SVC, okay, NS collections, NS logs, NS config, each service, right? Each service it works as a packet engine. Right? I told you, right? So that here, if you see here, okay, we have a hardware SSL chip. So every transaction, SSL transactions, right? See, SSL transactions 2K 2048. So I told you, right, if you see here, okay, net banking data, net banking data. Okay, if you open net banking data, this thing. So what is the transaction? You know, right? 2048 bit, right? Universal standard. Now every day, everyone using. Okay, certificate key policies. Okay, subject alternative name. They are using a bank.in. Okay, so we will discuss SAN certificates, everything. Okay, see 2048 2K bit. Okay, 512, 1 MB, 2 MB, 4 MB, universal standard. Everyone is using 2048 bit. If you go and check your environment, if you have a certificates, right, everyone? Right? So that NetScaler has a SSL hardware chip. So per second, 1,25,000 transactions encrypt and decrypt. This hardware. This hardware 1,10,000. This hardware 1,66,000. If you take PPX box, okay, maximum 1,100 okay, transactions encrypt and decrypt. Okay, minimum max is 20,000. Enough, right? Per second SSL transactions. Each request encrypt and decrypt, encrypt, decrypt. Got it, right? That is what they introduced SSL hardware, SSL processing, SSL hardware. NIC hardware, NIC drivers. If you see here, so many models are there, right? So in these models, okay, not only one single NIC, here are so many network cards are there, which means it works as a switch. See, right around 10 gig. So many switches are there, networks are there, so that we can, it is managing NICs and NIC network drivers also. Clear? Clear on?
Yeah, Hari.
Okay. Okay. Citrix AD system features. If you go and see basic features, okay. If you go here and log in, let me close. Okay. Now, if you go here, by default, configure modes. Okay. Let me log in. Okay. So here configure modes. Okay. Configure modes. These all are basic. We do not touch anything. Okay. These all are configure modes. Okay. We will discuss more on second model layer 2, how to enable layer 2. By default, layer 3 is IP forward is enabled. Okay, we will discuss more. Okay, use source IP and basic configurations. If you want to configure SSL load balancing, SSL offloading, you have to enable. Load balancing, you have to enable. Rewrite AAA. I told you, right? Authentication, authorization, and auditing. So that you have to enable. Right? These all are features, basic features. Right? If you want, you can enable. Citrix ADC features can be configured independently or combinations address specific needs. Each feature user should be explicitly enabled. If you want to use Citrix Gateway, you have to go and enable that feature. Enable features through configuration utility or CLI. Okay, you can use CLI or GUI. You can enable. Simply can come and click here, enable, or come to here. Okay, load balancing, it is there. Okay, click here, right button, enable, disable feature or enable feature. Or you can use putty and you can enable NS feature LP. Right, everyone? Enable NS feature LP. So commands are there so that you can enable. If you are familiar with commands, we can enable. Right. For example, let me click here. So, okay. This is, I'll let you know this tool. Okay. This is a putty, right? Heard about putty, right? So enable, okay. Show NS feature, show. You no need to type everything, show, just simply show NS, okay, FEATUR. so that you can able to see total 43 features are there. Few features are enabled, few features are off. On means enabled, off means okay disabled, not configured. So enable, disable, NS feature, LB, right? So okay, disabled, right everyone? LB disabled. So again, so NS feature, go to load balancing, so off, right everyone? Right, Raghavendra? So if
Yeah,
you want to enable again, go to, okay,
enable. Instead of disable, we can use enable
okay, enable NS
feature.
FEATURELB on, right? So show NS feature. Now on, right?
Okay.
We can do GUI as well as CLI. So
Sure.
most of the times we use GUI only, right?
Yeah, it's better to understanding and we can do. If you
Yeah.
go with CLI, we need to commands. If you don't know command, we can't do anything.
Now you're a beginners, right? If you are
Yeah, yeah.
working on Citrix NetScaler for another 2 years or 3 years, you will become you're an expert in commands also.
Yes, yes.
Okay. What is the benefit of your environment of Citrix ADC kernel design, where the packet engines are designed to work independently? However, the core communications communicate with each other using core-to-core messaging. So here is a core-to-core messaging. Each core, right? Core-to-core messaging. So I told you example for Citrix services, right? FM architecture. Okay. File system and configuration files. Okay. So file system. So if you go to system, manage, disk management in Windows, right? Like that, we have also, okay, file system, CLS, shell. Okay. To type shell automatically. Okay. So now we are into FreeBSD operating system commands. Here it is showing, right? FreeBSD operating system. Exit means we can execute all Citrix related commands, NetScaler related commands. Now, if you type shell, which means Linux, Unix, so that we can type operating system level commands, right? df-h, df-h, which means so that we can see we have 20 GB hard disk. What is the partition, each partition, right? So dev process flash drive is 1.1 GB free. It is there available, right? 1.6. So var partition. So we have a reserved partition, boot partition, C drive partition. It is there, right?
Yeah. So we can use.
Right? We can see if, for example, you have a only 20 GB. If you want to increase C drive into 200 GB, we can increase and we can expand the drive. Even how to expand C drive into Windows, you know, right? Like this. So for example, if you go here, okay, for lab purpose, I kept only 20 GB. Okay,
Yeah,
2
we can.
vCPU, 2 GB RAM, 20 GB. If you want to increase 150 GB or 300 GB, so simply you can power off and increase and go to
Apply.
there and you have to expand,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
in Windows you can do, but in Linux we can do. We have articles. So what we have to do, we have to spend time every
To
time.
learn
No,
the
if any
yeah.
new requirement comes, okay, new is we are seeking for others' help, right? Anna, did you expand the C drive in NetScaler? So I'm afraid of expanding if I lose our data, right?
Mm.
That is the main problem.
Yeah.
Fear is the main problem, right?
Yes.
If you take everything back up, so that watch any YouTube video or article, simply how to apply commands. So we
Correct.
can simply apply and expand the drive, right? Where
Yes.
df-h, so that we can able to see all the partitions. Okay, slash RAM drive, and where means partition on hard drive in similar models, where partition SSD. See, and flash drive SATA flash drive, so that if you want to upgrade, okay, 13.02, so 13.1, so that we require a flash drive, so that we can copy entire firmware, and then we can upgrade, so that we require. If you're upgrading, flash drive is full, so that you cannot upgrade. You have to clear up space, right? Running configuration. So show running config. If you go here, okay, exit, okay, CLS. If you configure everything from CLI, okay, now we are configuring everything, enable, disable everything from here. Now come to here, show, okay, show
running partitions.
running config, so that you can able to see all running configurations. If you're executing command through GUI, but it is executing backend command, right? So that you can copy, add, okay? You can copy everything so that you can copy, paste, and execute commands. All commands are there. Even Citrix also, if you configure, okay, mission catalog or delivery group, backend it is executing a PowerShell scripts. Do you know?
Correct. Yes, yes.
We have a
That, yeah,
PowerShell, it is there, right? So if you
correct,
see, it is executing like that.
correct. Yeah,
Add server. If you want to add server, copy this command and
we can
paste.
change to the server host name and machine catalog names, so it's automatically added into that respective machine
Yes,
catalog. Everything will be done backend.
yes, yes. So already resource is name is there, same name. Okay, simply, right? It is executed, right? So that we can
Yeah.
use commands. If you are familiar with commands, easy, right? For example, if you want to configure, okay, servers, services, VIP, make a note, make all commands into one notepad. Simple,
Yeah,
fast execute.
correct. We can describe to the that command which purpose we used. We can describe. Next time only it easily identification and we can perform immediately.
Yes. Right? So we can see all configurations and saved configuration. For example, already if we click on save button here, okay, there is a floppy icon. If you click save, okay, it will save, okay, all the data. So first of for example, every configuration in storefront server we have a web.conf file, right? In storefront server, everything will be stored in a web.conf file, right? Everyone in storefront. So store is there, store web is there. Two folders are there in storefront server. IIS, inet pub, okay, www root, okay. So that we have a Citrix folder. So store web, right everyone. Like that here also, if you configure anything, so right, servers, services, VIP, certificates, everything, it will store into ns.conf. If you click on save button, it will create ns.conf.0 file and 1, 2, 3, 4, which means 6 files are there. If it is not booting from ns.conf, so that we can rename and we can boot. So how to see? Okay, cd nsconfig. Go to here. Okay, shell. Okay, shell. Okay, ls means
List of
pwd means root directory cd okay, now I'm into root. Okay, ls see okay, nsconfig folder. Okay, nsconfig ls. See, you're able to see, right? ns conf 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 files. Clear, everyone? So that
Yeah.
we can use those files. Okay, nsconfig directory, we have a nsconfig directory. So nsconfig directory is the location config files licensing SSL. If you want to take a backup, so if you take entire nsconfig file, licenses, SSL certificate, custom monitors, okay, all nsconfig files, everything will be available into ns.conf folder. Right, everyone? So if you're doing some change on that okay, login. So root So NSconfig folder, if you take all this NSconfig folder, okay, license, everything, it will come to your local file, local, right? Partitions, monitors, see, all the files are available. Simply can go here, okay, copy and paste it over here. Simple, drag and drop. You're taking backup. Right, everyone? Right? So that we can take backup. Okay, saved and okay, comparing saved and running configuration. For example, if you go here, so if you do not save, if you configure something, if you do not save, if you reboot that mission, automatically, okay, so changes are revoked. Right, everyone? Changes are revoked. For example, go to here. I am enabling, okay, GSLB feature. Okay, just enabling GSLB feature. Done. Now come to here, okay, diagnostics, okay, saved versus okay, running configuration. If you click here, I did not save. I enable that feature. If I come to here, so that it is showing GSLBs. Right, everyone? Right? Disable NS feature GSLB, so and so. Right?
Okay.
It is showing. Okay, so you did not save. If I save this feature, okay, save. I saved it now. It is saving. Now, if I go and see, no comparison, no differences found, right? Saved configuration the same and running configuration is the same, right, everyone?
Oh, correct. Yeah.
So I'm giving you one example. So I have so many, what is it? So Citrix is a small environment, right? So who is working on which company? We have a Citrix experts group and so many people are there, small environment. Okay, one of my ex-colleague called me, Hari, so gateway is down. We are having issue since 2 hours. We are not able to up the gateway. But gateway is showing up, but no, we are not able to connect.
Connect.
Right? So gateway is showing up, whatever it is. Okay, so everything is showing up, but no, when the one
Users
guy
are not able to.
one guy configured SSL certificates, everything, SSL certificates. So what is the certificate value? Okay, file size, okay, SSL server certificates, so validity. He configured everything. He did not click on save button. Okay,
Okay.
they rebooted. All
Okay.
configurations gone.
Okay.
Got it right? Again, they
Yeah.
they have
Yes.
configured. So that is what, if you click every time, you have to click save button. Okay. Do you save the configuration on your Citrix ADC in the CLI or GUI? Okay, yes. So GUI, we have a floppy drive, so that click save button. Okay, save button. Running configuration has not changed. Okay, or CLI, so that we can come to here. Okay, command CLS save C, simple save C, or save NSconfig. Save. Simple, right? Save C is simple. Save NSconfig. It's a big one, right? Okay.
Yeah, it's what changes we are getting.
Yes, both. We can use ADC, CLI, or GUI. You can save the configuration on the GUI at any time by clicking on the save icon at the upper right corner. You can head into the CLI by running save NSconfig. Save NSconfig. I type it right. Save NSconfig, right? So no changes. Okay. Instead of save NSconfig, simply save C. Right? Simple save C. Okay.
Yeah,
Initial
because
setup and management, so that how to set up NetScaler ADC. So almost done. Okay. To initial management. Okay. Initial manage the Citrix ADC system. Connect to log on using management console utilities. Okay. How to deploy? First, we will deploy how to assign IP address. Okay. So we'll see.
yeah.
Okay. So by default, right, when you deploy NetScaler, so we have to provide IP address, and then when you log in, by default username password is nsroot. Okay, this should be changed immediately, right? When you log in, automatically it will prompt. So first time they provide a basic password. When you log in, automatically it will prompt you to change password, right?
Change password. Correct.
Same thing, okay? So that we can deploy. So we'll deploy one NetScaler. I'll show you, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me close all these things. Okay. And so that we can complete one module, okay? Today, tomorrow on module. So first we have to download NetScaler appliance software from Citrix site, okay? NetScaler, okay? Earlier, no, we used to download NetScaler, okay? VPX download, okay? So that we have a access to download latest software. Nowadays, no, after this software, cloud software group purchased, acquired this company, right? Citrix, we are not able to download. See, 13.1, 13.0, we can download, but now we are not able to download earlier versions. Click here. So it is prompt, okay, it is redirected to Citrix portal, okay? Citrix portal. I don't have access, okay? So earlier we used to download. I have access, but now we're not able to download with personal ID. Got it, right? So you need a org ID, organizational ID. I think anyone has organizational ID, right? So if you want to raise a Citrix vendor case, you require a organizational ID. Right, everyone? Right, Raghavendra?
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
Sharma?
Yeah.
So already I have downloaded the software. Okay. I have the software. Let me show you. Okay. I have downloaded the software, NSOS, okay, NSOS 13.0, okay, 86.17 is the build version. After that, once we apply so that we can upgrade 13.0, 91.13, again we can upgrade 92.31, okay. Former upgradation, how to do, I can explain in fourth module I have availability. Just now
Yeah.
we can deploy
Okay.
one appliance, okay. Come to here. And let me create one resource group, okay, resource pool. 0. BATSH. Yeah. Okay. So this appliance, right, already they've created a OVF format, VM, right? Open virtualization format. So when we download that file, so that you have to extract, okay, unzip, already unzipped, okay, come to here, right button, okay, deploy OVF template. Click here, locate local files, choose files, okay, go to C drive, NSOS, you can select all, not only one file. So instead of, okay, select all, Control A, okay, open, right? Click next. So it is asking us to enter virtual appliance name, right? So NSVPX, okay. So I'll do Jan, okay.
Yeah.
January month, okay.
Yeah.
Jan NSVPX 101, okay. 101. Click next. So it is deploying into our resource pool, okay. Click
Which
next.
resource pool?
So which we created, Jan 2026. It's validating, okay. So what is the size of that file? 615 MB, disk on size 500 MB. If you thin browsing, if you take 20 thick browsing, means already 700 GB hard disk, it will occupy 20 GB thick browsing, right? Click next. So we don't require thick browsing. I'm taking thin browsing. And I have a data store for 480 GB, it's 174 GB is there. All management servers are there. So that another disk is there, SSD. Okay, 1.82, 736 GB it is there. And another disk is there, okay, 5.46 TB. So that I'm using, okay, this one, okay, data store to 736 GB. Okay,
Okay.
okay, thin provisioning. Click next. So in production environment, we have multiple VLANs. Okay. So VLAN 2.0, VLAN 2.3 are like that. Management purpose one VLAN. Okay. Backend server one VLAN. Front end VIPs one VLAN it is there. In lab, we have one VLAN, only VM network. I'm selecting. Click next. Okay. This is the ready to complete. Okay. Deploy from template to what is the VM name, what is the template name, what is the size, everything we are getting. Okay, click finish. I have two missions. One is desktop I'm using for classes, another one is server. So I have connected everything into network switches. What is that router? We have four Ethernet ports, right? So I called that cable net guy. So he crimped all the cables. So Wi-Fi, right? If I connect through Wi-Fi, there is a latency, right?
Yeah, some.
Done, right? So VPX is deployed. Okay, don't turn on. Why? Because now they have deployed on ESXi 6.5, but we are using 6.7, right? Right
Yeah.
button. Okay, compatibility, upgrade VM compatibility. Click on VM compatibility. Click on S. Okay, unrecognized. Select ESXi 6.7 and later click OK. Now ESXi 6.7 VM version is 14, right? Now
Yeah.
don't turn on this machine. Why? Because now they have deployed this VM into E1000 unique. E1000 unique doesn't support. If you power on, it doesn't boot. It doesn't boot. So if you
Okay.
go and see data sheet, so VMXNet 3 para virtualization, VMXNet 3 SRIOV. So these network drivers can support PPX. What we have to do? So first we cannot modify. It is grayed out, right?
Yeah.
Simply you can delete this NIC. Again, add a new device, select network driver, network adapter, come to here. Okay. So drop down VMXNet 3, SRIO, path 3, but we are selecting VMXNet 3. Okay. Click OK. If you want MAC ID, automatically it will generate. If you want to create a manual, so that you have to enter what is it, MAC ID here. Got it, right?
Yeah, got it.
So how NetScaler license works, how Citrix license works. Okay, combination of it is bind it to host name, right? Citrix license. Now cloud license, cloud will manage Citrix cloud. If it is on-prem, so that we have a license server, it is binded to host name. Right, everyone? Here also, if you download a license, we have multiple license models, but if you are assigning license to NetScaler, so the license will be downloaded through MAC ID. Clear? MAC ID. Bind it to MAC ID. So we'll do it later. Okay. Click OK. Done. Now you can power on. Okay. Just power on. It's booting FreeBSD operating system. On top of that, NetScaler kernel is loading. Clear everyone? So you need to get IP address, subnet mask, and gateway from network team. If you raise a request, so you will get IP address, everything, right? Or in your environment, you have a SharePoint portal, you can reserve IP address. Most of the time, we need to coordinate with the network team. They can provide IP address, everything, right? Right. So I'm assigning IP address. I have a sheet. Okay. So I have a free IP addresses. I know. Okay. 192.168.0.71. Okay. Subnet mask 255.255.255.0. So I have a router, right? Router I have 1 to 255 IP addresses. Okay. 254. Okay. My router IP, gateway IP is my router IP 192.168.0.1. Okay. So 4. Save and quit. Now, if you open IP address 192.168.71. Yes. Okay. NS root. NS root. Okay. It is asking you to change password, right? NS root. NS root. Okay. CTX@1234. CTX@1234. Done. Right? This is free VM. I did not assign any license. Okay. It is showing okay, vulnerabilities are there. So that are you ready to switch to license activation service? LAS, license activation service. I'm not sure the current status. Okay. So we will close. They changed everything, right? So this is the IP address, subnet mask. Now you need to configure subnet IP. Click here. So I told you, right? Request, response. What is subnet IP address? A subnet IP address used by the Citrix IDC communicate with backend servers. So snip IP communicating with backend servers. Citrix IDC uses subnet IP address as a source IP address to proxy client connections as well as send monitor probes to check the health of the backend servers. If you have 3 storefront servers, one server is down, automatically it will mark as down. It will send a request to remaining servers. It will monitor the backend server's health also. Clear? So if you take this diagram, make a notepad, a document, copy paste, snipping tool, or you can copy paste, right? So that question and answer, everything we can get. Right, everyone? So I'm assigning one IP address 73, 71 for this NetScaler. Another, we can deploy another NetScaler 72, 73 is the snip IP. Okay. Click OK. Again, it is asking us to modify host name John NS VPX 101, right? So DNS servers are there. We have 2 active directories. DNS is there 192.168.0.11. Again, click on plus symbol and add another IP address 192.168.12. Okay. So time zone, we are into India, Asia, Calcutta, GMT 5:30, Asia, Calcutta, right? Asia, Calcutta. Asia, Karachi. Okay, Asia, Calcutta. So NTP server, we don't have a time synchronization. Okay, 1 hour backup before, so we don't require this one. Okay, enable Citrix ADM by default is enable. It will install service. Okay, click on done. Okay, when you modify host name, automatically it will prompt you to reboot. Right? So yes, I'm rebooting. Now we'll discuss now. Okay. So we did all these configurations, right, everyone? Initial Citrix is a configuration wizard. Right, Raghavendra?
Yeah.
Okay, license we did not upload, we will do it later. Okay, so initial configuration, the CLI, or if you want to configure through CLI console, right? You have to go to console, set NS configs, IP address, net mask, so on, so on. Why do we require? Right, simply we can configure there only, right? Simple. Right? Or if you want to modify IP address, okay, already you provided 71, right? We're getting conflict. Or so we want to change the IP address. So config NS. When you click on config NS, you will get a menu. So that menu, so to change IP address, subnet mask, everything you can modify. Right, everyone? We cannot change directly. This is still connecting, okay? So a quick look at the command line interface. Citrix ADC CLI easy to intuitive. So type help add DNS name server. Automatically you will get the syntax, everything, so that you can use, right? How to add DNS name server, add DNS IP address, right? Already we have added. Right? So where is the best place to manage your Citrix ADC? The CLI or GUI, both, right? Both you
Yeah.
can use. Most of the times we use
Yeah.
GUI only.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Backup and restore and upgrade. Okay. How to take backup. So if you configure everything so that we can take backup. Okay, now connected in this route. Okay. Okay. If you want to change, okay, here in this route, okay. In this route. Okay. Citrix at direct 134. Configure NS. Automatically it will prompt you to. If you want to change IP address, so press 1 and change IP address. Well, because when you log in this NetScaler, we can't change IP address. We can't delete. Come to here. So you can delete this IP address, snip IP. There is an option called delete. Right?
Okay.
Already this IP address we are using 71. If you click here, delete option is grayed out.
Yeah.
Got it right?
Yeah, because we are using that one.
So if you want to change, you need to go console. From console only, we can change. Console only. Okay. Enter. Again, it will prompt you to reboot. When you reboot, automatically, if you configure 81, again you have to log in with 81. Got it right? You can configure using CLI. Network firewall mode. Okay. If you don't want, okay, just simple cancel all the changes and exit. Okay. Apply changes. 6. Right? Exit. Right? So backup and restore. If you are doing some upgradations, right? So firmware upgradations 13.0, okay, another one, so that there is an option called backup and restore. Okay, backup and restore network. So there is a backup and restore. So that click here, take a backup. Okay, what is the file name? For example, NS backup so and so 03 Jan 26. Easy to remember, right? If you keep like this, okay, easy to remember. Basic, okay, basic. So to upgrade firmware, okay, so we can write something. Upgrade firmware from 13.0 to 86.17 to 91.31. Okay, something like that. CHG 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Change number. Okay.
Yeah.
Copy, backup. Done. So if you take basic backup, it is taking only 4 KB. Again, take a backup. Okay. Backup. Okay, John. Okay. John 26. Okay. Full backup. Full. Okay. Full means if you go and take full backup, entire NS config, SSL certificates, licenses, everything, okay, it can be backed up.
So everyone mostly will be taken to the full backup only, right?
Full
If
backup.
anything,
Full
we
backup.
can.
Yeah. Just I'm showing you so that if you want to already took a backup, click here and download. Okay. Select and download. So it will download into your local system, right?
Okay.
Local system. So most of the times you use the jump server, you can keep on a D drive, okay, NS backup, so on so that we can keep all the backups there, right? Done.
Yeah.
So we have downloaded. This is 692 KB. This is only 4 KB. Only it takes a ns.conf. This one is it takes entire ns.config folder.
Okay.
Got it, right?
Yeah.
How to take backup and system upgrade, backup and restore. If you want to restore, okay, come to here again, select and restore, import, choose file, local or appliance. Okay, local, if it is local there, go to downloads and select that backup and click OK and backup.
Normally we can go
Hmm.
back. From there also, while downloading time also, we can see that restore option is there. From there also we can perform, right? No action. Select anyone.
Mhm.
Go to action. Select action. Yeah, here
Yeah,
also restore.
yeah, already it is there, right? It is there
Yeah.
in local.
Yeah.
So
So
if Netscaler crashed, everything is crashed. So you have a backup, right? Then you have to select. So you don't have any backups. Now I am deleting both the backups. Okay. Delete. Okay. Deleted. And also I have deleted this also. Now you don't have
Oh,
any backup. Go to
okay.
here,
That time we
import.
can import. Okay.
Import, select downloads, full backup, click OK and backup.
Okay.
Backup means it's restoring. It is restoring, right?
Yeah.
If,
Yes.
if requires, we do not restore. Just I'm showing you so that yeah, it is restored. Everything. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if you want to upgrade environment, if it is single NetScaler, we can upgrade. See, there is a system upgrade. Now we have a okay 86.13. So if you want to upgrade latest version, so system upgrade. Click here, system upgrade, choose file, okay, local. So we do not select local anytime. Why? Because no, sometimes your laptop may okay network glitch.